pasteur Arutun Selimian, président de l'église arménienne évangélique protestante de Syrie et pasteur de Bethel à Alep.
Pastor Patrick Karan and respectful members of Credo, I really thank you for this invitation and for this very uplifting gathering. In fact, I'm coming from insider, from a Syrian Aleppian city, which is the most oldest and ancient city in the world. And when I was in Syria during the last 7 years and 8 years of ragged war, I came across to many ideas that shape our existence and presence. In fact, you can't believe more than 80, 90 countries, they are present in Syria, and all in the beginning came under the name and by the name of implementing democracy in Syria. They came with their guns and they came with their all things that is against human rights and against the regulations of all respectful countries, and they have planned to teach our children in our schools democracy by displacing them to different parts of the world and fleeing all our Syrian people out of Syria. Today, out of 24 million of Syrians, only more than 10 million people, they fled out of Syria, and more than 5.6 million people, they were internally displaced, including 2.8 million of children. Today, they are out of schooling system. What a democracy that they tried to teach to Syrian people by doing all this. Therefore, today it's very sad to speak about a country which was almost in the center of the attention. And the crisis became very brutally. And in that, as the end result of it, we come today to a situation where many people that they are very much willing to come back. Now, the title that I selected is How the Refugees Would Come Back to Syria. There are two groups of Syrians they are willing to come back. The first are those who are obliged to return due to harsh conditions that they are living in refugee settings. And that harsh settings are the economic and the discrimination in the countries of asylum, and all these things they are experiencing, which is obliging them to come back to Syria. And the second one is the conditional returning thing. People are willing to come back, but they want to see some things in order to come back. The first is safety. The most needed thing is the safety of the household and of the children, because the violence is still continuing, the kidnapping is still continuing. And 3 weeks before, the chemical weapons were being used in Aleppo, and I was in Aleppo and I was there. And you can't imagine how people, they were very much scared of that use. And still, we are talking about humanitarian assistance, humanitarian aid, in the same time, plans for reconstructing Syria. Now, these two lines, maybe they are not very much intermingled with each other, and they are not very much in relation, in line to each other, but this is a necessity that we have to believe. We have to believe in life, because Syrian people, they love to live. They are very much in love of life. Therefore, the hope, the spark of hope, always is alive in the Syrian people. And we need the help of the European people. We need the help of all those people that they are teaching others how to think and to act according to the human rights standards. Therefore, the safety is the first. The second is the end of conscription in Syrian case. Because youth today, they feel like they are targeted by forced conscription. If that doesn't end in a way or another, lots of young people, they will not willing to come back. Homes needed, and homes are needed because people, they want to come back to Syria, but they have no place to live. Therefore, instead of selling tanks to other neighboring countries in order to invade Syria, let's help the Syrian people to rebuild Syria in their schools, in their hospitals, in their homes, and in their neighborhoods. The healthcare is the most needed life-saving assistance, as well as the early recovery support for the displaced. Therefore, we are very much in need of that assistance. And lately comes the education. What a future is waiting for Syrian people if more than 3 million of kids, they are out of schooling system. Therefore, we need the assistance and the help in education. We believe that the most lasting and the most effective way to escape ignorance and poverty, it is through education. And I also want to say a last point, which it doesn't belong to me because I'm not a politician, but it is very important for the re-establishment of the diplomatic relations with Syria. Since the first year of war, all European countries, they have withdrawn from Syria, and they have created a vacuum in Syria. Now it is very much needed for these people to come back. Therefore, this is my wish, and this is my willingness from the Syrian part. The human dignity, the human right aspects, the equality, equity, and social justice are needed values which not only we have to talk about, to write about, to teach others about, but to live it. Therefore, I thank you for this opportunity, and may God bless Syria and the Syrians who stayed in Syria, and the European countries who extended a helping hand to the Syrian people.